All right, joining me now to discuss the state of the race is Eric Ham. He is CTV's political analyst. Eric, good evening to you. So 1 month to go with so many issues domestically and abroad. Could the handling of any of these challenges be enough to change these razor-tight polls?
It certainly can. In fact, we've seen so many twists and turns in this campaign already. One is wondering what exactly will happen between now and November 5th. But while we're seeing Kamala Harris now really begin to step up this media blitz with a lot of the engagement that she's doing with press, this is all about ground game right now. It's about making sure that you are getting people to the polls, making sure they're fired up to vote, but also knowing where they have to go and also making sure the voter rolls are actually working for them. So now it's about making sure that you've got the infrastructure in place in these key battleground states to turn people out to actually vote, either now and during early voting or on the day itself, November 5th.
All right. What do you make of Harris's media strategy? We just outlined all of her appearances this week. We didn't mention that she's also going to be in a 60 Minutes interview tomorrow evening, Monday evening on CBS. So will this silence some of those critics who say she only does scripted events?
I don't think it will. I think what we're seeing here is Kamala Harris is being very strategic. We saw Tim Walz today actually speaking to Fox News Sunday, a place that you just wouldn't think that someone from the Democratic ticket would actually go. But also, too, Kamala Harris is being very strategic in who she is speaking to. Many would say that these are audiences, while they're certainly non-traditional and have very, very large audiences, I think there are those with traditional media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, who might say she's still not doing enough. And I think that's going to be something that's going to dog Kamala Harris between now and the election. The issue is, will any voters actually care about that?
Good question. So meantime, Donald Trump continues to plant seeds of doubt about the integrity of the election. Is that a winning strategy for him? Why does he continue to do it?
Well, I think we have seen Donald Trump do this in 2016, 2020, and we're seeing him do it now. So not only is it his MO, but I also think what we're seeing is Donald Trump is laying that groundwork for the fact that if he loses this race, he has something to fall back on. And we know, based on what we saw in 2020, there will still be a very full-throated response legally from the Trump campaign if, in fact, this race doesn't turn out the way Donald Trump wants it to. And now, of course, the polls, while they're still seen as razor thin and very tight, there hasn't been much change with the polls, suggesting that Kamala Harris is clinging to a very slim, albeit small, lead within the margin of error. And so if Donald Trump loses, I think he's going to continue to push back and also contest the election, not only nationally, but also in many of these key battleground states.
Eric, has your mind gone to whether or not we will have a winner on election night? Have you gone there yet?
Oh, I have packs of coffee and Mountain Dew ready to go, expecting that this is going to be very similar to what we saw in 2020, where the race was not officially called until days out. And I suspect, given how the polls are just showing how close it is, I think we're going to see that. And also, given the fact that in Georgia right now, it's expected that Georgia is actually going to do a hand count of every single ballot. So we know that's expected to be more than 5 million ballots. So I think with a key battleground state up for grabs, I think we could see some of these states trickle in very, very slowly. So not only is it going to be a long night, Marcia, I think it's going to be a very long week.
You better stock up on cases of Mountain Dew. Eric Ham for us. Eric, good to see you on this Sunday. Appreciate your time.
You bet. Thank you.